Go into the Q&A portion of the presentation. So here I have a couple slides. I'll just read them over. So a common question we get is, I'm not interested in STEM, but can I still join the robotics team and be useful? And the answer is yes. We have a business team in which you can do non-STEM things, or you can give STEM a try and see how you like it. Elena, would you like to expand on that since you are in business?
Yeah, so on the business teams, I think Darian already mentioned that there's basically two sectors that you can go to. So there's finance, which is focused on gaining grants and sponsorships from companies. So that focuses on raising funds to finance our robot. And media, which is responsible for maintaining our image. And this includes photography, website, anything design oriented, or it also contains the outreach events that Darian previously talked about, and how since we're very any robotics team is very, I guess, outreach heavy. It's something that's very important.
Yeah, that's right. And can move on to the next question is, if time commitment is so heavy, is it still worth it if the team doesn't win anything in a competition? And the quick answer to that is yes, because winning is a secondary objective, right? What is more important is what you learn from building a robot, and what you experience from learning from building a robot. That's more important, right? Building and experiencing the first program is evidence of doing that, and winning is just a nice thing to have. Anyone who joins the FRC team and commits will learn and will experience great things regardless of whether you win or not, and that is something that everyone should take to heart, no matter what they're doing, whether they're searching for a win or not. All right, next question is, where can I find good mentors for my team? Easiest answer is just the internet. You can go on to the FRC Reddit. You can go on to Chief Delphi, which is the FRC forum, and you can just post there and say, "Hey, I am from here, and I am in need of a mentor for my team." And people actively want to volunteer to mentor these teams. You can also reach out to corporations, because a lot of corporations encourage their employees to go volunteer with FRC teams, and that's one way you can also get mentors. There are a couple teams that pay their mentors to be there, which is that's fine. Honestly, there's no rule against that. But a lot of mentors just volunteer their time for free, and they mentor teams for free. If you like to pay your mentors, I'm sure that they would be glad, but you're not required to pay your mentors. How can we improve our team? How we improved our team, my team, was we focused on simplicity and reliability. We will look at really good teams from other places, and you'll see how complicated and complex and how fancy their robot is, and you'll try to emulate them, and I'll tell you, just don't do that, because that will just set you up for failure, because you're essentially biting off more than you can chew. So don't bite off more than you can chew. Focus on having the robot move consistently, and having the robot do one task consistently, which is very important. In fact, our 2017 robot, it only had 3 moving parts on it, which is extremely simple, yet it still performed extremely well because it was extremely simple. If something broke, it was really easy to fix, and it was extremely easy to drive because it was extremely simple. Once you get down simplicity and reliability, then you can move on to more complex mechanisms. Okay, next question. What is the biggest challenge you faced in robotics? The biggest challenge is that things happen very quickly. You have a very short amount of time to build your robot, and things break very suddenly. Things go wrong very quickly, and you always have to be on your toes. You have to be very quick and very ready to respond to different problems very quickly. For example, in 2018, we were notified that we had qualified for World Championships a week before World Championships actually happened, which is not ideal because then within a week we had to figure out how to transport our robot plus 40 kids from San Francisco to Houston, which is not an easy task. But we were able to pull it off because we're good at responding very quickly and responding very effectively. And this is a challenge that all teams will face, which is extremely good because it's no matter where you are in life, you will have to respond very quickly and very efficiently to different problems. Next one, this one's very focused at me. What are the basic qualifications for becoming a captain of a team? Basic qualifications are they're pretty simple in my opinion. It's just good leadership, good communication, and you have a thorough understanding of how the team functions and its goals. So, for example, I decided that I wanted to be captain because I knew that the team was searching for a win. So I told the team pretty much to focus on simplicity and reliability, and also to do more outreach so that we have more recruitment over the next couple of years. So yeah, the short answer, how you be a good captain is just to one, be a good person to the people around you, and also two, to know how your team functions and know what your team is looking for. What was your biggest worry as captain? That's, I guess, another question for me. Improving team culture and atmosphere was probably my biggest worry. Obviously, with 40 kids plus 10 adult mentors, that's a lot of people to manage, and that's a lot of human social interaction taking place. And it's always important that these people are working well with each other and that they're comfortable with working with each other. The biggest issue we had was that, and in the past, was that seniors on the team viewed freshmen on the team as like inferior or just as not useful, which is an extremely poor outlook to have because the freshmen on the team are the future of the team. So over the past couple of years, we have gone from an almost segregated freshman and freshman and senior team to having a completely integrated team where freshmen and seniors and sophomores and juniors all work alongside each other. And we found this was extremely important, where age and grade did not matter. So how can students in China participate? And the answer to this is quite simple. It's like, yes, you can. There's a lot of Chinese teams in FTC and in FRC and VEX. In fact, one of the teams that was in the finals of FRC was a Chinese team from Nanjing, and I'm sure all of China was very proud of them. And if you can't find a team, you are also, you're very welcome to start your own. You have to look around for a couple other students that have similar interests, and you can start your own team. All right, next question. What is the most challenging part of being a robot driver, and how do you train and improve being a robot driver? And this is a question for my brother, since he was a robot driver.
So the most challenging part of being a robot driver, in fact, is probably not the technical part of actually driving the robot. The most challenging part is actually communication, since each team there are 3 teams in a given match. There are 3 different teams, and each team has a drive team. So in total, there are about 6 people per game that are each have control over the robot. So quick communication in between not only your own team but between other teams is the most challenging part of being a robot driver. And to train and improve, all it takes is practice. Just being able to talk to people that you not necessarily have talked to before. And so this is really important because this is really good because the skills that you gain being a robot driver don't stay in your time being a robot driver. Just being able to communicate with people effectively is also important for the future.
I think you said that very well. I agree with him. And that's something that you will learn as a driver, or pretty much as any member on the robotics team. All right. That question was repeated. Sorry about that. And then, what is the minimum size of a robotics team? This is a good question. Some teams have upwards to around 60 people. My team had around 30 to 40 people. But there is no minimum size of a robotics team that is stated in the rules. Your robotics team can be 1 person. It can be 50, 60 people. Now, you might think that more people means a better team, and that's not necessarily true. There's a couple teams that have done extremely well. In fact, there's a team from Los Angeles that won world championships with only 6 people on their team. And that may sound insane, but it really isn't, because if 6 students are extremely dedicated and extremely committed, they can accomplish a lot of things together. And then there's actually a FTC team. There's an FTC team with from I think New Hampshire, and they ended up winning world championships as well. And then their team is only 2 people. It's just 2 brothers, a younger brother and an older brother, and they just do everything. They work very well with each other, and they built an extremely effective robot. And an even more extreme case is there is one FTC team which is just 1 person. Obviously, competing in a robotics challenge just by yourself is not the same experience, because you don't work as a team anymore. You're just working by yourself. But that's just an extreme case. I would suggest not to copy that person, because that is an extreme case. And I think that is the end of the slides that I have prepared. So if anyone has questions right now, please feel free to ask. You can ask in Chinese if you want. You can ask in English if you want. We will answer in either English or extremely broken Chinese, if that is okay with you.
Okay, great. Actually, I think before we start to answer the question, I'd like to invite Christian to introduce a little bit about how to be the parents and how the parents can participate and support the robotic team, because Christian is my really old friend for years, but I don't really know she raised such wonderful 2 young boys, and both are really working in robotics for years and made some accomplishments. So I really like to invite Christian to introduce. I don't really say it must be something about the good part. Also can talking something about something not really all going to the right direction. So something like the value, it also can be shared with us. So it's very important. Is Christine here?
Yes. Hi.
Okay, great. Thank you. I think you can speak Chinese. So most of the parents here expect to communicate.
好的，好的，谢谢 David， 也谢谢 David 给我们这个机会，让孩子来分享他们。这是哪一位？
OK，我要把它 mute 一下，稍微等一下，我看看这是哪一个人。OK，已经了。
好的。
等一下啊。好。
好，
请讲。
好，大家好，我叫 Christine，我先生叫 JD，我们大家好，也首先谢谢 David 呀，我们是很老的朋友，我们发小，然后呢，就是说呢，你在这里有这样一个机会呢，就说请我们孩子来给大家分享，他们这么多年就说从事 robotic team 的那个心路历程，然后他们的以及一些收获。所以，我们呢，也就是很高兴有这个机会，因为我们夫妻，我想和很多的家长都是一样，因为我们时间也特别少，有限，因为是全职工，所以呢，作为时间精力也不多，但是呢，就是说我们非常希望也尽我们的能力范围之内呢，给小孩找到最好的课外活动，给他们提供最好的成长机会和成长和教育的机会，所以这样子，我们呢就说是也是特别幸运有机器人这个平台，在他们高中的阶段呢就能得到了很好的锻炼，因为我们是非常认同First Robotic 他们的这个活动的宗旨和他们的这个城市设计。因为他们这个活动呢，因为是非常重视培养孩子的基本技能，而且还有一个呢，他们是属于普及教育，并不是选拔性质的，所以他就是不管是强队弱队，他们都有同样的锻炼机会，但是关键呢，就是要孩子全力的付出。他们有很大的问题，就是说大家也都是觉得做这个机器人，小孩子会付出很多的时间。刚才孩子也说过，就是说你付出这么多的时间，你也许并不一定能够拿到很好的名次，这样的付出到底值不值得？所以作为家长来说呢，我也是特别赞同孩子的那个这个总结哈，就是这是非常值得的。除了就是说在他们的这个锻炼，这种 communication 啊，还有那个 time management 啊，还有他们的这种在 STEM 方面的这种动手能力的锻炼，还有一样呢，就是说在他们的社交方面，因为在高中阶段，他放了这么多时间进去，然后他的在那个心理上，而且他的 social， 因为他的朋友就几乎全是 robotic team 的朋友。所以因为在高中阶段呢，孩子的那种social circle 啊，还有他的那种心理健康也是一个很大的问题，就说我们也要 pay a lot of attention， 这样他如果是在 robotic team 呢，我们就觉得就说是非常放心，因为跟他们在一起成天在一起相处的孩子就都是 kind of like-minded 的那种 kids， 而且是就都是非常我觉得是很阳光，也特别有点 nerdy， 但是呢就都是，而且就是都是有个 common mission， 再有一个 common goal， 在一起工作，就说 spend most of their time。所以这一点呢，就说在除了小孩子在得到了很多其他基本技能的那个锻炼方面呢，这也是一个很大的收获，我是觉得。还有一点我想再补充一下的，就是说，作为这个 robotic team，尤其是这种 first robotic， 它的这种城市 design 哈，它就是让孩子自己动手 build， 然后出去 presentation， 然后还要出去 outreach， 就是说跟 community 打交道，所以每一样事情。都是让孩子得到的好的锻炼机会，所以呢，就最重要的事情其实就是让孩子要自己做，因为有的时候呢，我们家长就特别有一种冲动，就想要哎呀看着替他们着急啊，就想帮他们，尽量的多帮他们，所以这个时候呢，有的时候我觉得要反而抑制一下自己的冲动呢，反而是更好。像他们刚刚开始的时候，高一的时候，我跟着他们去比赛，然后他们的队因为比较年轻嘛，到那个赛场上，因为每一个队都要搭一个棚子， 就是像他们的摆个摊儿哈，然后边上的队，因为他们可能都是比较老的队，他们的那些摊儿就特别的，就说是又气派又精致，好像就特别专业。他们的那个摊儿就是几张桌子啊，就是一些打印纸，就看着好像一下子就是特别烂哈。那个时候我们心里也是，哎呀，就觉得这怎么能这个样子？赶快跟他要把它给好好布置啊什么的。但是他们的那个老师带队老师就不让，他就说挺好，小孩子就是这样子，他们自己就是看着他们自己做出来的东西，就蛮好的。所以呢，因为他们的老师有这种 spirit， 所以他们的这些孩子也是从来就说是虽然不懂。虽然也不是，就是说自己的 robot 也做的比人家差，但是到哪儿都是昂首挺胸的，然后不懂就去问，然后就特别有一种自信哈，然后又就是那种 authenticity 就在那儿。反而这样呢，就说是那些 judge 呀，还有别的那些 volunteer 呢，还觉得特别愿意帮他们。所以他们就刚才我们那个 Darian show 的那个4个 mentor 中间有个高高个子的男孩，那个男孩呢，他因为他就说是 volunteer 来帮他们做 mentor， 花了好多时间。我有一次就问他，我说你为什么会要到他们这个 team 来帮他们做 mentor？ 他就跟我说，因为他呢因为是高中在Detroit 做 First Robotic Team， 然后在那卡内基梅隆毕业了以后，在 Bay Area 工作。他就去robotic 的那个比赛去做 volunteer， 他是当 judge， 然后碰到这个他们学校的这些小孩，然后他们那些他就觉得特别喜欢这些小孩的这个 spirit， 因为这些小孩反正是我就是说他们虽然自己做的不如人家，但是他们就特别愿意问，也是什么因为全是他们自己的嘛。所以呢，他就觉得他们的这种精神，哎呀，这些小孩他就很愿意，大概也是替他们着急啦，就想来帮一下他们。所以一看他又是说在上班回家路上，火车站就下了，因为学校在火车站边上，所以他就每次下班回来的路上呢，就跑到学校来替他们做 volunteer。所以呢，其实。这样子，我其实也就是总结出来，尤其是像机器人队的这种活动，尽量其实就是让孩子自己做，就是让他们给他们自信，但是家长呢在后面给他们支持，给他们捐钱，给他们送饭，然后给他们当车夫，都行，但是到前台出去跟人打交道，出去问。就让孩子自己动手。如果他们 robot 做的不好，也让他 fail 也没关系，只要他全程参与，因为他这个活动的设计就是让孩子不管强队弱队都得到的一样的锻炼机会。所以呢，就是要坚信，即使他不会赢，但是呢，他只要全心付出，他肯定会学到东西。而且他学到了以后，慢慢他就会总结下一个 season， 他的 robot 就会越做越好。我有一次就是在Houston 也碰到了一个就说 First 的 founder， 他是在他的那个committee 里面的，他就跟我说了一句话，我觉得很有意思。他就是说这个 First Robotic 高中机器人赛，它的这种活动 ，it's just like a sports team that except that every member can be a pro。他就是说，就像一个体育锻炼队伍，但是他的每一个成员以后都是可以成为职业运动员，而不像你打其他的那种普通的体育运动，只有球星才能成为职业运动员。所以我也是在这里也是挺感谢这个 First Robotic 有这样的一个平台。所以呢，也是希望有更多的小孩子能够参与，然后呢得到锻炼，也得到就是说收获到很多的这种最基本的人生技能吧，然后职业技能以后在很长的那种职业道路上、人生道路上都能够用得上。 好吧，这就是我的一点想法。那个JD 你还有什么补充的吗？没有。
你讲得很好。
谢谢。好吧 ，David，我的就是讲到这里，看看还有别的什么问题，小孩子也可以回答。
对，谢谢 Christine。对，实际上就是说很多家长可能就是包括像我都会有一些大大小小的一些问题。因为参与机器人活动的家庭其实也有不少，但是还有更多的家庭实际上是因为各种各样的原因，就是说有一些就是有些犹豫，或者有一些是有一些不同的考虑吧。因为相对来说中国家长对这个子女的要求一般也比较高，所以比较容易产生一些怎么说呢？他投入的时间他就会觉得需要有回报。当然刚才 Christine 已经就是把这个解释得很好了，包括前面Darren 已经都解释了，就是说参与这个的过程更加重于它的结果。实际上这个本身是一个非常好的。我个人在这里其实有几个问题会要问孩子们的。好，当然是说家长的话可以做一些参考，就是可以给我们提出来一些。其中有一个问题就是说，如果是说你们我这个当然是给小孩的，小孩那我用英语吧。Okay, this question is to the robotic team member, and if you have some real challenge and you think you cannot really find a solution, usually what you will do? I think this question is good.
Yeah. So if there's something that we think we cannot do, what we tend to do is we have to sit down and really discuss if that's actually true. We have to make sure that we actually can't do that before we decide that we're not going to do that. For example, at the beginning of the 2019 season, a couple of our members wanted to do make an extremely complex robot that would make us be able to do what's called a triple climb. I won't go into detail in explaining what that is, but it's essentially something that everyone thought was impossible. And then we sat down and we looked at each other, and then we said, this will be extremely hard, but it'll be extremely worth it, and we think we are up to the challenge. And then we ended up doing it, and we got it right, and we pretty much pulled off the impossible, and we were all very proud of ourselves. So I think in an FRC and in a robotics world, you're limited. The only limit is the rules of the game. Like, you can pretty much do anything else that's within the rules of the game. If you want to, restrain yourself to doing simple things, that's completely fine. But you need to make sure that you're not, cutting yourself off from reaching your full potential. So you have to be extremely careful about deciding. You have to be extremely careful about deciding what you can and cannot do, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I think the second question is about the business development. So this question is really to the Ornina. And there are some parents mentioned that it's kind of challenge to raise the fund and build the relationship. So how can you overcome this challenge? So do you have any experience you can share or some kind of advice you can provide to us?
Yeah, so first of all, if your program is with FIRST, a lot of the grants and sponsorships, you can get a lot of grants and sponsorships from their website. So a lot of the new teams that want to be so basically their rookie teams can actually qualify for only rookie grants. So there you can get a lot of opportunities to look through which grants and sponsorships you can get. And also, if you have parents who are part of any companies, so parents or any employees that are able to request a sponsorship from their company. So we do have a lot of sponsorships that we're only qualified to get because we either had a mentor or a parent that was on the team, one of which was Google. And last year we got a sponsorship from TI, which was also because we had a mentor from TI. So you're able to do that. And also if you just search anywhere online, there's a lot of different grant and sponsorship opportunities that you can apply for. For example, Lockheed Martin, Wells Fargo. There's basically a variety of sponsorships that you can look for. And in terms of like asking and emailing for financial opportunities, finance opportunities, you kind of like that is like the most, I guess, not time consuming, but it's very tedious because not a lot of companies will send like an email back, but also you can send these emails like super quickly and it's super easy to send these emails. So you just have to be kind of persistent on sending these emails, finding companies and grant opportunities, and also you need to be, you just have to just try to take advantage of the resources that you do have. And if you don't have like an advantage in like parents, then you can always look for opportunities online.
Pretty much, if you're a rookie team, finance will not be an issue because as a rookie team, first we'll give you free money to start your team. And a lot of companies will do the same, essentially.
Okay, that's great. I think there's one question raised from the parents, say how and when I can join or start I guess it's FRC team, but in broad term, you can also talk about the FTC because most of these parents don't really know too much about what's the difference between the FTC team or the FRC team. Because in the high school, they have different level of team, but some of these high school have both, but most of the high school only choose one. So.
Right. So the question is which one to join, or?
Yeah, when and how can I join or start the FRC team? If the high school don't have that team, how can you promote and try to build a team from ground up?
Okay. So here, let me pop back to the slide. That is FTC and FRC. So here's FTC, right? Just a reminder, it's a bit smaller robot, and then FRC is big robot. And so if you first really promotes inclusivity in their programs. So essentially, if you want to join a team, just go ahead and ask them, and they're very likely to say yes. At least that's the case with our team. Even if you don't go to that school, if you'd like to start your own robotics team, that is another big adventure that you would have to do. I don't have experience with starting a robotics team because I've never done one, but I'd imagine you have to, find a group of around 5 or 6 other students who want to do it, and then register yourself on the FIRST or the VEX website, and then search for sponsorships and grants so that your team can have money, and then buy the materials that you need to build your robot, is a brief outline. And then I guess choosing between FTC and FRC, which one to join. In my opinion, if you can join an FRC team, join the FRC team, because that is a lot more applicable to the real world. It has a lot more fun stuff in it. It's a big robot. It's extremely fun. And that's where all the sponsorship and the scholarship money is. But if you can't join an FRC team, an FTC team is, also extremely good, and a VEX team too.
Okay, that's great. I think there's another question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so 我用中文讲啊，我就去参加就是比赛做 volunteer 的时候，也跟别的家长聊过这个事情。那我看见了有一些队呢，他们叫做 community team， 就是说它不是属于哪个学校，就是几个家长把这孩子拢在一起。成立这样的队，那这些 team 呢，一般是 FTC， 为什么呢？就是说 FTC 的那个场地要求，就比赛的场地要求比较小， 小到什么程度呢？就是在你自己的那个车库里头可以set up一个。所以，但是 FTC 的 FRC 的那个场地要求比较大，所以这些 community team 呢，一般他们就在家里，几个孩子可能就10几个孩子一起组织一起。所以我建议，如果是要自己组织的话，从 FTC 开始比较容易，因为你就可以在自己的车库里做。
我能请问这个建议很好。go ahead。
是这样哈。首先谢谢这个 program， 就是讲得非常好，然后呢，分享了很多有用的信息。我想请问的问题是，参加这个 program 对女生和男生的要求会不会有很大的不同？无论是强项还是弱项上，能不能分享一下？
就是说有没有我们在我们队上面有没有女的有男的？就是
Yeah, I just want to know. I mean, first, thanks so much for sharing information, but mainly just to be interested knowing the difference between boys and girls in terms of both strengths and weakness when they join this program.
Yeah. So as I said before, FIRST is a very inclusive. It's a very inclusive program, and so they don't discriminate based on gender. First of all. Our team historically has slightly more boys than girls, which I think is actually the norm for all FRC teams. But being a girl on a robotics team definitely is not a disadvantage. It's not a disadvantage because girls have the same opportunities in the robotics as a guy would. In fact, our teams has had many. I think our teams actually had more female team captains than male team captains in our 6-year history, which is something that one would not expect in a STEM program. And Alina, would you like to share more of your experiences of being a girl on the robotics team?
Yeah, sure. So in terms of our statistics, we're probably around 40% female and 60% male. And honestly, like there's no difference. I don't feel like there's any difference between like the opportunities you get as a male and opportunities you get as a female. Sometimes maybe if you're like a specific sub team is male heavy, like it's harder for a female to like feel, I guess, like comfortable in that situation. But honestly, anyone, like in terms of our team, anyone's willing to teach you, anyone's willing to be inclusive. And if you just ask for help, like you will get the same opportunities and experience as the boys on the team.
Very good. Thank you.
I have a quick question. I'm wondering, you have any summer camp or summer activities which you have attend, or maybe suggestions, something like that?
So first the program or FIRST or VEX themselves don't run any summer camps. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're just sitting around during the summer when you have nothing to do, when there's no robot. In fact, a lot of teams run their own summer camps for the community to teach robotics and to teach STEM to the community. And I guess the availability of that is just based on your location. So you might have to do some asking around in your local area and on the internet in your local area.
Yeah.
I
think probably it's mainly like any summer camp you have attend to gain such knowledge or idea or something like that. Maybe some college activities or something.
Okay, so yeah, I think at least in the Bay Area on the West Coast, there is a very good program for little kids called Camp Galileo. I'm not sure if it exists anywhere else other than the West Coast, but it's basically a STEM / arts program for little kids during the summer. And I found that extremely, encouraging in bringing me into the world of STEM. And then as a high schooler, I think many of our team members went to a summer camp called Cosmos, which is a summer camp run by the University of California, the UC system for STEM students, and all of us found that extremely helpful in bringing us into the STEM world.
Can you say it again? What program for high schooler?
It's called Cosmos, COSMOS.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, I think I get a question. I think this question is to Aaron Baker. I see your title is about the mechanic leader, right? So
I think Aaron left. Aaron left. He had to go.
Okay, so anyone can answer this question. Is okay.
Okay.
So
Sorry
for the
about that.
mechanic part, what's really, because most of the high school students don't really have experience in the mechanic part. So what's really the most challenging part for the mechanic part of the competition, of the team build, or some kind of training practice? So can you share some of your experience?
Yeah, so you can build your robot as simple as you want or as complicated as you want. So if you're starting off a new team, or you have no experience with the engineer, like building things, it's very good to actually buy a robot building kit, which is available for sale on a lot of First's website. Basically, they just send you a box of robot parts and a list of instructions and some tools, and you can basically assemble just the drives of the robot. So if you're looking at the screen right now, you can see how there's like the top part of the robot and then the wheels on the bottom. You can buy a kit just to build the wheels on the bottom, and then you'll have a moving platform for the rest of your robot, and that's extremely helpful. So basically, if you start off with that, then you can start moving on to more complicated parts. Like all teams have to buy a lot of their parts for the robot. For example, you have to buy the wheels, you have to buy the motors, you have to buy the wires, you have to buy the electronics, and then the more things that you actually have to assemble yourself is really just like sheets of metal, metal bars, metal blocks, and then putting those together. So basically, if you have an affinity for putting things together, for pretty much actually Lego, if you know how to build Lego, or you know how bolts work and you know how screws work, then it's very easy to get a hang of building a robot. I hope that was yeah.
That's great. Any other questions? You can raise your hand, and we can have a couple of more questions. Okay,
hi.
please go ahead.
Hi, Darren.
G7. Yeah.
Hi, Darren. Thank you so much for the presentation and all your team. I can see you guys have done a lot. I'd like to ask you, is there anything that you wish that you could have done differently after you've gone through this 4 years of the competition?
Oh yeah, join earlier, probably. Yeah, definitely joining earlier is very beneficial, because when you join earlier, you're introduced earlier to how the program functions. I'd say, but less of a more of a, like, once I joined, what would I have done differently? Then I would have to say how do you see this? To develop our team culture better and quicker, and set up a more sustainable environment for our robotics team. And what I really mean is, whoever joins the robotics team will leave at some point because they will graduate out of high school and they will no longer be on the team. And when that happens, you lose all the knowledge that person has gained over the past 4 years. And it's extremely important for that person to pass down all of his knowledge down to the rest of the team that will still be there. So what I would have done differently is, set up a good infrastructure, set up a good system for knowledge transfer. Because I feel like last year when I had left the team, we may not have been so good about knowledge transferring. So that's what I would have done differently. I would have made sure that everyone leaving the team, had a story to tell to the younger members so that they can retain the experience gained by the older members. Alina, is there something, I don't know, you would have done differently in your past couple of years on the team?
Well, I mean, obviously one was join earlier because I only joined sophomore year. And I guess I wasn't really as active as I was first semester as second semester, and then compared to second semester, sophomore year, or just 10th grade, compared to now. I feel like because a lot of the experience that I've had is as a lead because, I wish like over the summer, I guess I kind of was more prepared to for business in general and kind of lead the team, because we did have a lot of trouble getting everything started and keeping everything on track. And because we had so many new members, it was hard to because there were so many new members, it was hard to kind of, I guess our team culture shifted a little bit because it was so new member heavy. I wish over the summer I was just more prepared, kind of researched more on what to do and kind of the opportunities that we had. And it's all about preparation ahead rather than being thrown into the position or thrown into a situation.
Thank you. It's very helpful.
Okay, I think I got a question from the local WeChat group. One parent asked, I think this question is specific to Darren. And for the experience from the FRC, do you think there are something extremely helpful for you when you went to college? And because he's not really talking about so you get into the college. I think he's talking about after the college. So do you think there's some really benefits you get from the robotic competition in general when you went to college and you found something really helpful? Can you share some of this experience?
Yeah, of course. So when you, when you get into college, you will go out and find, an extracurricular activity to do in college. For me at Penn, I found a thing similar to FRC, which is called Formula SAE, which is, I joined our school's electric racing team, which is basically we build electric race cars and race them against other schools. And that is extremely similar to FRC. And the team culture and the team structure they're extremely similar to FRC. And it's basically the experience that I learned in FRC made it extremely easy for me to integrate into my college team. And it made me pretty much instantly a useful member on a college team, even though I'm a freshman in college. All the stuff that you learn at FRC will be applicable in whatever whatever team that you join in college or whatever corporation that you join after you graduate. None of these skills ever leave you. So short answer, yes, FRC prepares you for whatever you do in college.
Okay, that's great. We get another question. I think this question is to Christine because I don't think the boys or girls here really know the answer, but hopefully Christine knows some of this. 就是有群友问，他们想要知道，在国内参加这个 FRC 或者是 FTC 这方面有没有一些经验可以分享？当然，因为你们是在美国的高中的这个 robotics team， 所以实际上是可能比较难，你们直接有经验，但是你们知不知道，比如间接了解过有这方面的经验，在国内的他是如何才能参与，或者是因为好像今年第2名的那个队是南京的一个队，所以实际上应该他们也还是有很不错的一些训练体系，或者有这方面的可能性吧，至少是你们有没有这方面的经验可以分享一点？因为我们这里有很多的群友是从中国大陆那边答应的，所以会有一些这种问题，就是说孩子可能就是说高中生可能觉得有点奇怪，实际上家长是不会太奇怪的。
好的，就说中国的朋友呢，就是说我们直接的信息不是很多，但是因为我们去过2年，这个世界比赛哈，就是休斯顿的那个 World Championship， 那里面其实很多，还有10几支从中国来的队，像广州的、南京、上海、杭州，好像队伍很多都是从中国大陆来的。所以我想几个大城市里面的那个大的中学里面好像都是有这个队伍的，但是我就觉得可能中国就说民间自发的这种队伍不多，好像没有见过。因为中国我知道南京一中的那个队这次拿第2名的呢，好像也是因为我那个 David 我也跟你分享过一篇文章，就是描写他们的那个 program 的，好像是南京市整合了，就说是整个南京高中的那种机器人的高手啊，还有那个老师，所以在南京一中组的队，所以但是我是觉得中国嘛，反正就说是因为是想要出成绩，对吧？但是如果就说真正的如果要理会到这个 First Robotic 它的宗旨呢是锻炼孩子，如果不要把这个出成绩当做第一个目标，我觉得就说民间自发的队其实应该很多家长可以做得到的，因为现在也有，你就像小孩子介绍的吧，就有资金，然后呢你要跟上就是他的 website， 你了解那些 rule， 你只要就说家长可能要多花一点时间精力去就说了解这种比赛的就说细节啊，还有就说规则，但是呢就说是 technical 的能力方面绝对是就是说作为 mentor 的话绝对是够的。所以呢不妨我是建议家长有的时候不要太就说是看重要加入一个比方说各个那个大的队，有时候想一想自己组队的话，我觉得反而就是孩子得到锻炼的机会会更多。
好的，这个建议其实挺好的，包括在美国这边的一些家长也可以考虑一下这个建议，比如说是加入一个比较大的队伍，但实际上可能没有什么太多的事情可以做，还是说去组建一个比较小的或者全新的队伍，其实也都是可以考虑的。OK， 谢谢 Christine。这个上面有2个家长问题，那个有一个叫 Yan 的，请你可以发言。我把它 unmute。OK， Yan， 你可以提问。
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, hi, it's me. I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
We can hear
you.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks for giving me this opportunity. Actually, I'm listening to what you're talking. It's very good. I think because actually I'm a volunteer parent for the FL because my son. Yeah, this is the first year, and I help in a small FL team and to do the FL and robotics. I actually, at the very beginning, I was pushed to this team. So I have been working with 5 boys and for roughly about 4 months. So I think at the very beginning, I actually know a little about the FL robotics team. But right now, I think I know a lot of things about that. And also, and you just talk about and more advanced level like FTC and FRC. I really appreciate it, and you passed all the knowledge and to all the parents. Really appreciate. So my question is, right now, in our team. Actually, they are a really and young team. So all the kids is just 10 or 11 years old. We did very well. So I would like to know, and do you have any suggestion and for these young kids? Yeah.
Well, congratulations on doing well, obviously. But I think what they need to be aware of is that ranking is not exactly what matters. It's what they learn from the process. So if they feel like they are learning, if they feel like they are being productive doing FLL and FLL Junior, that's extremely important. That's what matters. And some advice for them would be, just keep doing what you love doing, which is, doing the FLL, and eventually start looking up and try to find a FTC or an FRC team that they would like to join, so that they have a good next step to take after they graduate from FLL.
Okay. So thank you. I think I also have another question. Could you give me 1 minute? Let me raise my second question. Okay. The thing is, because since I actually I'm working with all these kids, and we set up and the platform actually, it's just a big end desk on my third floor. Yeah. We just every week, and all the kids and meet, and twice we did a lot of the tremendous work on that. Because all the kids actually, they are very young. They're just 5 or 6 grader. And during this process, I actually found there are lots of something, they are not a very mature and boys. Yeah, you know what I mean. And they do the works. At the very beginning, they even have some arguments on the robotic design, even on the project. But after 4 months, right now they become very much better at the beginning. I really appreciate this program. They actually start to learn the core values. For example, the inclusion and respect the people, and so how to coordinate with your team member, how to make your work and more efficient and in a professional way. And so right now, I think they are in the pretty good and shape. So I really appreciate this program. So my second question is, for example, and for the young kids, how they do you have any experience on how to handle the difficult or some pressure when they feel to something they really cannot solve it? Yeah, just from your experience, do you have any on them for the young kids?
Yeah, I really wish that Aaron was here, because he has a lot of experience with that, working with young kids. Except he's not. So I guess I'll answer for him. Well, so I think last year we had a lot of young freshmen joined our team, and a lot of them were they were somewhat immature, to say the least. And how you basically solve that is you just give them more things to work on, and make sure that they really understand what they're doing, so that they actually have heart in what they're doing. They should see robotics as a time to have fun and to learn about STEM and engineering, and not as much as a time to mess around and to cause a commotion. If they can see robotics as something fun, as something that they should take seriously, but also that they're enjoying while they're at it, then everything will follow. Everything else will follow, like good commitment and good teamwork. Basically, what you have to find, you have to find what motivates these kids to enjoy robotics and to enjoy what they're doing. And after you find that, and they can see that too, then they will start focusing more.
The kids. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Also, I actually recently did an interview with some of the FTC kids on the team about like what they learned in the process of like what they found most challenging in the beginning. And one of them, like some of the things or a lot of the things that they mentioned was about kind of communicating to each other and, you know, kind of getting on track and figuring out what they were actually doing, because there was an issue, or there's usually an issue with kind of knowing exactly what to do and kind of staying on task. And a lot of these people said that, you know, it's all about being interested in engineering and also about communication. I think as people know more about what they're actually doing, like training with CAD and things like that, they get more confident in their ideas, and it's like easier to talk to each other, communicate, and be on the same line. So it's all about kind of building a strong sense of community as a team where you're able to trust each other and also communicate.
Okay, that's
我
great.
也想
Thank
再
you.
加几句，因为呢，就是说5、6年级，那确实就说在小学、初中的时候，和高中生确实这个 maturity level 还是要差不少。所以呢，因为这个时候，因为我就是说在在 Darian 跟 Hubert 小的时候，在初中，他们也参加，就说 San Jose Tech Museum 举办的 Tech Challenge， 也是 similar to 这种 FL 就是这个 First Lego League， 就说 similar 那种 format， 但是呢，就是说可能在小孩子小的时候，那个 team 不能太大，大概就说3个孩子一起就可以了。这3个孩子就说3到4个孩子，然后呢，因为你的 task 就说做的一个 project 也比较小，但是呢，它是一整套。就是说你怎么样解决这个问题，你有一个 problem， 然后你得 develop 一个 solution， 你得 build 一个 something， 但是在整个过程呢，你要 documentation， 你要做笔记呀，你要做设计呀，到时候你要去做 presentation 啊，你还要去做展示啊，还得要回答问题，就说他这个训练呢也是一整套。但是小孩子如果他的 attention span 比较短，然后呢，孩子也不够成熟，如果搞多了，孩子在一起那就很难，就是家长也特别难，然后孩子自己也很 frustrated。我想就说限制在5个孩子以下，然后呢就做出一个产品，然后就经过这一整套的这个 experience 呢，就能得到锻炼。然后到了高中的 robotic team 呢，那个 team 就可以大一点。比方说20个、30个孩子在一起，因为自然而然他们也就更成熟。所以在初中阶段，我觉得就是说，尤其是或者是 FTC 在初中做的话，那个 team 就不要太大。这就是我的一点体会。
好的，这里有一个家长叫Jason Zhao，你可以提问。我看你已经 raise hand 很久。
喂，
你可以提问了 ，Jason。Yeah。
可以听见我说话吗？
能听见，说吧。
我问一下，我想问一下，FRC 的话，那个场地要练习的场地需要很大吗？
对，是挺大的，FRC 的这个场地是可能就是一个就是差不多跟一个篮球的场地一样，就是还是挺大的。但是there are a couple teams that they just practice driving in a garage because you don't need the entire field to practice. Although it definitely helps to have an entire practice field. Meanwhile, FTC 的场地还挺小的，就是FTC 的场地。大概就可以，你在你的车库里就可以做一个，就是12 feet by 12 feet， 挺小的。
但是 FRC 里边如果有 autonomous 呢？如果有 autonomous 的话，你要如果调程序的话，就得跑全场了，是吧？那可能需要一个。
对 ，so the FRC 是有 autonomous 的。但是大部分的这些 autonomous 这个 portion 只有15秒。所以你的机器人走不了多少，所以你 你不一定要整个场地，所以有的队都没有一个整个场地在他们的学校里，但是他们的 autonomous 还是做得很好，因为他们只用可能只用很小场地上面很小的一个地方。
赛季是非常短是吧？只有但是我看他停止 build 完以后，还要等一段时间才能开始比赛，那段时间是干嘛用的？
那可以再说一遍吗？我没听清楚。
就是说 FRC 它从开始 release 然后到比赛是吧？好像它是有一个可以停，它是是你到比赛之前都可以随便做吗？还是说它到一段时间就不能再做了，要 submit 什么东西？
对，以前就是你只有6个星期来做设计你的机器人，但是现在他们把这个 time requirement 给去掉了，所以你现在就是 challenge release， 然后你第一个比赛，你所有的时间都可以用。
所以那应该还是有大概2-3个月3个月的时间。
第一场比赛大部分都是2月份，就是2月底，那可能就一个半月到2个月。
那还是6个月，但是有的地区它好像比赛比较晚，它所以有的时间可能多一点。
对，最晚的比赛就是4月份。
那 FRC 的话一般都是学校吗？如果像非学校的我们自己弄，你觉得这个可行吗？
对，这 FRC 的队大部分都是学校办的，因为学校有钱啊，所以就是有可能会学校办就是容易一点，但是还是有家长办的 FRC 队，他们就是没有一个可能没有一个学校的一个教师来教他们，但是还是可以这样做的。
好的，谢谢。因为有些学校没有队，但是我们还是想搞 FRC。
对，那你可能就问一下他们，问这个学校，如果学校还是不行的话，那可以自己做。
再从那个器材上面，是他们每年会给一套那个基本的material 是吗？
对，每一年每个队都可以要求这个 FRC 给他们一个这个就叫的 starter kit，这个 starter kit 里头有你可以要一个 drive base， 你可以要这些 parts 或者那些 parts，对他们
也可，那我们也可以选那个，我看很多是用 Max 的那边的那个material 是吧？那些 motor 那些东西。
对，这大部分的 FRC 的发动机都是有的是 Vex 做的，有些是 Neo 不是这个 Rev 做的，但是对这个 Vex 和 FRC 还是有挺多 crossover 的。
好，谢谢，我没有问题，谢谢。
好的，我们看一下其他还有家长有问题没有？
好，
就是中文问题或者英文问题都可以。Okay, that's great. Actually, I think we are very much finished all of these questions. What has been raised online and offline. And again, really appreciate for your whole team, 4 of your team members. Of course, you are already not in the team anymore, but congratulations first. And then I really appreciate you and your team member. Also, I appreciate Christine and also your dad. So I know it's really hard to build a robotic team, and it's even harder to build a successful robotic team. I don't really talking about winning the world champion. I'm talking about build the team and how to run the team. It's really a lot of challenge. So we learned a lot. 非常感谢你们，就今天晚上你们整个队有4个成员，包括 你妈妈还有你爸爸都是非常的支持。我们这里有非常多的家长，有美国的家长，还有中国的家长，他们都了解了很多有关这种 FRC 的整个系统，包括FTC FRC 的相关比赛的系统。你们回答的非常多的问题，尽管你们看不到一些WeChat 里面的一些问题，但是有非常多的家长，他们都非常高兴听到你们的回答。另外一个，因为我们是 Zoom meeting， 所以实际上本来可以参加的人数是大概有3到4倍，就大概有400多到500个家长是可以参加，但是因为我们的 meeting 人数有限制，但这样也很好，因为这样的话我们可以有个 video recording， 所以就是比较容易分享。好，非常感谢你们。那我们今天的seminar 就是到此结束，也谢谢大家的参与。大家就周末愉快。OK。
好，谢谢大家来听我们的故事。
谢谢。
好，谢
谢谢
David，拜拜。
谢谢大家。
好，
拜
拜。